Okay, Mr. Phobes here. I'm going to give you a little tip on how you might prepare your Bristol board for painting. I'm going to show you how you can convert your design into a line design and then get it ready to print onto the Bristol board, which you can do at Cal Copy. Um, so hang on a second, I'll be right back. I'm going to redo a couple of things here. Okay, here I am back again. All right, so what I did is I went through and completed my project like we had talked about, that's in the previous recording. Um, and then before I did this, what I what I had done is copied, before I'd flattened the transparency, all my objects over. And so what I want to do is, if I want to use these as cutting templates, I want to have separate, uh, I want them on separate boards. And then I can print them out separately, right? I'm not going to scale this down because I want it to be the same scale as this guy, okay? So I could print these out, but I'm going to convert them to lines. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. Now, one of the things is I actually need 5 artboards to do this, and I only had 4, and that's super easy. I want it to be 8 by 10. I'm going to go to the artboard tool, and I'm going to just draw another artboard. Now, what I could do is eyeball it. It would probably be okay, all right? But what I can do up here is I can tell it how big I want it while it's selected. So I just got lucky. It's 8, so I'd go 8, but then I'm going to change this to 10, and then come back to the tool. And now if I select it, you can see it's 8 by 10. Okay, so now I've got 5 artboards. And the reason I did that is because what I want to do is I want to copy this. You're going to see I'm going to copy the whole design. So I've selected it all. And if you notice, I've got none of the layers are locked in order to do this. So I'm going to hit the Option key. This is going to be a little bit awkward. I'll just drag this whole thing. So I'm going to hit the Option key, and I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to get it to line up there. Okay, so oops, it's a little bit off. You see that? So I'm going to bump it up a little bit and over. That should be good. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to convert this to outlines, and it's super easy to do. I'm going to select the entire design here, and I'm going to go over to um, the tool. Okay, now this will be a little bit easier to see. Okay, so I've got the whole thing selected, and then when I go to the palette here that shows me, it's like, what is this? It doesn't really know. So I'm going to select the default, all right? And then I'm going to go to the fill, and I'm going to deselect the fill. I'm going to go to the stroke, and you see it's black, and I'm going to leave it at 1 point. Come here, click outside of it, and look at it. It's converted it to outlines. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to Cal Copy, and we're going to do one more step, but I'm going to have them print this out. So if I wanted to paint it, it'd be very easy to do. I just paint within the lines, right? I could also go to this guy. So I just wanted to convert it to a line. So you can see right here, it's just fill, convert it to a line. And then same with this one, convert it to line, and I'm good. I really wouldn't need to do this. I mean, I could construct this with the ruler, but just for the exercise, we'll do that, okay? So I can see right here that this is a little bit off. This line should have come up to here. I didn't really even need that line. Okay, so I have them. I've got one as the file that I could print out. So you want to bring to class the one that you've done in the grayscale. Um, and but you might want to also print these out. Okay, so um, what I've done is I went and I created I made 5 artboards, so I did a create new. So I went File, New, and what I set up is 11 by 14 artboards because that's the size of our Bristol board. So that's what these are. So what I can do, because eventually I want to convert these to PDFs, but I'm going to go to this guy, and what I can do is with the selection tool, I can select this and go Command C and go into here and go Command V and then I'm just going to go and do that to all of them. So I'll be back in a minute after I've brought them all over. Okay, so I've got all the line work pasted in here, right? So I could just from there, I could save them as PDFs and then go and have them printed. I would bring my own Bristol board to Cal Copy, my 11 by 14, and then give him the PDFs, and he'll print right onto the Bristol board, and then you could paint directly on there with the outline, or you could cut these out. So if you're going to cut everyone out, you wouldn't necessarily need to do this. You would do this if you were using guidelines for painting. But here's another thing you could do that people have done in the past. Let me go back to, I need to change this slightly. Okay, so I'm going to copy the whole thing. I'm going to hit Command C, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to paste this. So this is another option. I've pasted it on here, and then I could just paint on top of there and match the values. So that's certainly a possibility, okay? And I'm going to show you how I can save. So let's say I wanted to do that, and I wanted to print them all. I would save them all as PDFs. So I'd go to the Artboard tool, and I'd go File, Save As, and I'd go to Adobe PDF, and then I'd just say All. If there was going to be a range, I could say, well, I only want, let's say I didn't want to do this one, because I'm not going to do that. I wanted to cut these out. Maybe I want to do just 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So I could do that. I could go 2 through 5, okay, and then hit save. All right. Now I have it set as view PDF after saving. You don't have to do that. If I do that, they're all going to come up, and then I just go save PDF, and there they are. I'm going to go down to 75%. So there they are right there. So if you take this file to Cal Copy, even though they're all in one what's called a binder, they'll all print separately. Now the other thing you want to do, let's go back to this guy, is you do want at least one of these for the presentation to class. So what we should do is let's print one of these, and so I'm going to go back to the Artboard tool, all right, and I'm going to save this as a JPEG, and you might want to save it as a JPEG for your studies in your journal. So I'm going to go File, Export, Export As, and I'm going to go JPEG. I'm going to go Use Artboards, and I'm just going to go 1, right? And then I'm going to go Export. Okay. So I'd already done that, so I'm going to replace it. So that's all there is to it. Then what you would do is you would print this. So on your printer, you could print it as a JPEG. If you wanted to save just this as a PDF, you could. You could go again, go to the Artboards and go File, Save As, and go Adobe PDF, go Range, and just 1, save that. It'll save it as a PDF, and then you can print from there. Okay, so I hope that kind of makes it clear. I'll see you in class.